Thinking about it a year later, it really just is still overwhelming how big it was and the scale that the event took.
And it's been 1 year now since the deadly I-41 pileup, and that pileup has been called the largest in Wisconsin history.
Well, today, NBC 26's Juliana Falk talked with people involved that day. She shows us a look back at that devastating crash.
Help, I'm on the highway. There's a huge accident, a huge pile. I'm so scared.
A day many remember far too well.
There's a huge pile of people. I'm on the
Ma'am.
A 119-car pileup involving 232 people on I-41 in the Neenah area.
Thinking about it a year later, it really just is still overwhelming how big it was and the scale that the event took.
Captain Laura Vendola Messer with the Winnebago County Sheriff's Office says it's something people think will never happen, but it did.
I'm coming to you, okay? Hold on.
First responders helped get many of the drivers and passengers out of the cars. Vendola Messer says responding to crashes on snowy days isn't unusual, and they train with first responders to prepare for these types of incidents.
Once you're able to do something small, to do it bigger is not difficult, it just takes more people and more time. So we were able to expand on training that we already had and protocols that we had in place that worked in other areas, and we're able to modify and change things on the fly to make it work that day so that everybody could go home.
Authorities say 71 people were taken to hospitals and 144 injuries were reported. One person, 30-year-old Andrew Schaffelker, was killed. He was a science teacher at Iola Scandinavia Middle and High Schools.
We realized it could have been much worse, and of course feel bad for the families of the ones that were most affected.
Nearly 20 tow trucks were at the scene. 110 vehicles and 2 semi-trucks had to be removed.
As far as you could see cars just mangled.
Chad Pugh is the owner of Expert Towing and Recovery.
So it was a lot of chaos trying to figure out how to get to people in the vehicles and make sure they were okay and how to get them out.
Although it was a stressful day, both Vendola Messer and Pugh said the same thing. The community rallied together.
Everybody was helping everybody out. One goal in mind, to make sure everybody got out of there safely, and then we got the road cleared in a decent time.
Both also say things were learned to help them improve their efforts if something like this ever were to happen again. In Winnebago County, Juliana Falk, NBC 26.